Hello, Wichita, and welcome to Council Chat. I'm Councilmember Bryan Frye, representing the 5th District. With me today is Councilmember Becky Tuttle, representing District 2.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. It's a beautiful Friday. We've had a lot of rain recently, which is great. Kind of cools everything off and makes people a little happier.
Yeah. It's been an interesting week because some of us worked Monday. We had Tuesday off and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if you didn't work on Monday, which a lot of people didn't, Wednesday was the Monday, Tuesday was the Wednesday, and today's the Friday.
Yeah, I'm lost. Thank you. I don't know where to go with this now.
It's been a weird week. We'll just
Today
say
is
that.
Friday, yes. But it means we had agenda review, and so we always use this opportunity to kind of let you know what's going to happen on the council meeting next week, which we always start off with public agenda, and we have 5 public speakers.
We do.
And then we do our usual board of bids and petitions for public improvements. You know, that's standard operating procedure for our council meetings. And then we get into the meat of it. And we have a lengthy agenda.
We do.
There's a lot on there.
And we have a lot, I think 20 items on consent agenda alone. So, yeah. Yeah. One of the first issues that we're going to be looking at as an IRB in my district for Brentwood Apartments, housing is such a great need right now, and investing in our housing stock is really important. So glad to see this item come before us. It's a complex consisting of 196 apartment units with 61 bedroom units and 114 two-bedroom units and 22 three-bedroom units. So just there's also amenities that are included, but the facility was built back in the 60s and then was acquired by another purchaser in the 90s. And so this is just an opportunity for them to make an investment in it and make some updates.
And this is Brentwood Apartments. That's at Harry and Woodlawn area?
It's at here, what is the exact address? 6602 East Harry.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I grew up south of Kellogg, at Kellogg and Greenwich Road. So Boston Park area is
exactly
where I believe this is. And so, yes, those apartments have been there a long time, and they probably need a little bit of TLC.
Yeah,
so,
a little fresh up.
Good.
The next thing is we're going to be establishing an ordinance on entertainment vehicles or party buses to ensure the safety of the operators and the users of these services. There are currently 7 party bus companies within the city of Wichita, and the license will allow us to have an enforcement power if there's a violation. There's, I think, 6 different standards, if you will, that are going to be put in. WPD, Wichita Police Department, actually asked for this, and they're very supportive of it. All 7 of the party bus companies have been communicated to. All of them seem to understand what's going to happen and be supportive. I've heard from staff there weren't any major complaints. So I anticipate there'll be some discussion from the bench about this. We'll just all want to learn more. But, some of the changes is that it requires anyone under 17 to be accompanied by an adult. There will be no alcohol after 2:30 in the morning. Also, if someone is under 21, they can't have alcohol consumption after midnight. So again, just making sure that the operators and all the passengers are safe.
Well, anyone under 21 shouldn't have alcohol consumption.
I think I'm sorry if I said it incorrectly.
I just want to make sure it's clear for our listeners.
It says bans consumption of alcohol after midnight.
Gotcha.
That's what I said.
Okay. Yeah, good. No, and I've talked to a couple of operators. I think they're looking forward to having this ordinance and some policy in place for them to be able to enforce it and make it a safer operation. Golf carts. I know our golf program has been very successful the last couple of years, and that means a lot more wear and tear on the golf carts themselves. I took a tour at McDonald and Sim recently, and some of our golf carts are showing some wear and tear, especially on the upholstery. So we're going to start leasing golf carts, and instead of just buying them and then hopefully replacing them after so many years. This will allow more frequent rotation of new golf carts. So that's a good program. I'm looking forward to getting those in, and I think it's going to start with McDonald Golf Course, is what I understand, and then filter out to all of them. But that's an important change for the golfers. I know they'll be very happy. While we're on the subject of parks, in District 6, we're looking at establishing a new park. Now, this is some land that the city owns. It's on McLean Boulevard near Vine and Fern. It's a couple of parcels that were remnants from when McLean Boulevard got rerouted. and they have been vacant parcels forever. There was a request a couple of years ago to sell them and turn them into housing. The neighborhood rejected that idea, and so now they're going to designate this as parkland.
Excellent.
And we're already maintaining
Yeah.
it, and so it is a heavily treed lot, so it's a very nice piece of ground. I think they're even suggesting calling it Poem Park, which I don't know if they understand. I don't know the origin of that name. But so that's what's going to be asked of us to adopt and bring into our parkland inventory. So
Yeah, and it looked like the only cost was going to be for the Park and Recreation Department just to have a signage for the new for the
yeah,
new
because
park.
I think
So-
they're already
yeah,
maintaining
yeah,
it.
we are.
So just a new sign. So
Yeah, and then also we're going to be looking at accepting a loan agreement for the BNR plant. It's our waste services are certainly essential and crucial part of our infrastructure within the city. This, along with the water treatment plant, the Northwest Water Treatment Plant, $1 billion worth of infrastructure. So just something that is considered a legacy project, and I'm very excited to have this happen during my council term. So also grateful to WIFIA and to the state of Kansas to help keep our ratepayers' costs low for water.
yeah,
So
and we've been very deliberate and what's the word I'm looking for here?
Intentional?
And thank you. In how we've been doing these projects, and so it hasn't been a big financial burden all at once. I know other communities have had experiencing 10, 12, 15% water rate increases, and because of these WIFIA loans, we've been able to keep them very low over the course of this project. So it's fantastic. We're also looking at our lawn care rebate program. We have had some good success with that and trying to be more efficient and environmentally friendly for switching out from engine combustion engines to battery operated. And so I think we're putting $10 million in the program. I think there's mulching blades, battery-powered weed whackers and blowers and so forth. And so just more environmentally friendly. So it's been very successful.
And I think the Sustainability and Integration Board approved this and was supportive of this initiative as well. So that's
Yeah,
always good to know when we have community member input and, kind of helping us to guide the decisions that we make.
Yeah, I've got battery-powered stuff and mulching blades, and so I try to be as green as I can.
That's
So,
excellent.
which reminds me, I got to mow the yard.
Especially with all the rain.
Yeah,
I'm sure it really grew.
Yep, great. I didn't have enough on my plate already.
So one of the things I got to attend yesterday was at the United Way of the Plains, and it's a partnership between the city of Wichita, Sedgwick County, the VA, and also the United Way of the Plains. And it's a collaboration to help end homelessness, specifically this initiative among veterans. And right now we estimate that there are 32 homeless veterans within the city of Wichita, and we have the hopes that we'll be able to find housing for them all by the end of this year with this collaborative effort. And so I was blessed to get to attend yesterday, and it was great to hear the city and the county and the United Way and the VA all working together in sync for this one very specific initiative. And many of the folks who spoke talked about how the veterans are the people who served our country. 1% of our population protects 99% of our population. The armed services being the 1%. And so, to make sure that we're taking care of the people who have taken care of us. And so if anybody needs resources, if you know a homeless veteran or if you are a homeless veteran and you're watching this, if you have questions of how you can help, if you have resources that you need or resources that you can help contribute, you can visit wichita.gov/homes for heroes. There's a place there that you can find information on where to call to ask questions as well. So just want to make sure that we promote that and let the community know that this is one of our specific initiatives that we're recognizing for homelessness, but it's wichita.gov/homes for heroes.
Yeah, and a big shout out to the United Way and the Continuum of Care for taking the lead on this and partnering with Housing and Sally Stang. And so I know it's a goal and it's an achievable goal. We can get there, and this community will rally around it. So One thing we didn't talk about, which was probably the biggest thing we're going to have on Tuesday, is the budget.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even
Right?
mention that.
Right? And so the manager is going to propose the 24 budget and the 24 through 33 CIP plan. You know, we've had a lot of workshops this year already in anticipation of this budget proposal. So this will get into the nitty-gritty and the fine details. And so then we've got a series of public meetings, open meetings for the public to review it and then give us feedback. But so I'm looking forward to really getting into that and seeing where we go with it. So
Absolutely. All the
a lot
work,
of input we need.
yeah, all the work that's been put into it, and now we're going to see it come to fruition.
Yep. And again, we adopt it later this fall.
Yeah.
So still a
In
lot of opportunity.
August.
Yep. A lot of activity going on in the community right now. I know Automobilia is Saturday. It's a big car show. About 1,300 cars will be on Douglas on display with music and food and all kinds of activities. So hopefully the weather stays away for that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a big soccer tournament going on in your district.
There is at the Shields Stryker Multisports Complex. The U.S. Youth Soccer President's Cup will be there. And so this is really a huge kudos for the city of Wichita and for the Shields Stryker Multisports Complex to be able to have that. One of the best things for the city is that, you know, people come from all over. It's a national tournament, so they come and they stay in our hotels, they eat in our restaurants, they shop at our retail, they fill their tanks with gas, all those things. And so that helps us acquire the sales tax that then allows us to do the great work that we do. So I'm going to get to go and see that tomorrow. I'm also going to the Sedgwick County Association of Cities meeting in the morning. It's a meeting where there are electeds from all of the municipalities within Sedgwick County and then also Sedgwick County. And just a great way to collaborate, hear what other communities, you know, our neighbors are doing, how we can support each other. So much of what we do is regional and regionally significant. So I'll look forward to that in the morning as well.
And I think that's at WSU
It
Woolsey
is.
Hall,
It
which
is.
is the new business
Yeah,
school
and
building.
we'll get a tour of it, too.
I've not been in there yet.
So I got to see it when it was under construction. I was invited for a tour. So I'm excited to go and see all the changes from when I saw it a long time
Well,
ago.
it's a long time ago that I was a student at Barton School of Business, so it'll be a wake-up call, I guess. And while we're on the subject of sports, can't forget the Wichita Wind Surge
That's right.
is playing, and then the NBC World Series is coming up later this month. So a lot of activity happening.
So
Good.
yesterday I had the pleasure of speaking at the Wichita Independent Business Association Women's Leadership Alliance meeting. And at the end, I asked if anybody had any questions. And one of the questions that was asked of me is, what do I tell people when they say they're bored in Wichita? And I always say, if you're bored in Wichita, please come sit next to me because I would be happy to explain to you all of the things that we're doing, all of the activities that happen, and many of them are no cost or low cost. So there really is something for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of activity that you just look at our Park and Recreation Guide, Evolve.
Evolve.
There's so many things from cultural arts, museums, recreation, parks. There's a lot of activity that you can do that is zero to low cost.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think we've both been putting this off. The surprise question that staff likes to how many holes does a straw have?
2.
1.
Is there a right answer, or is this a debate?
I think we're supposed to justify our position here.
This
Right?
is a tricky one. I could see both sides of this, right? Because technically it's tubular. So there's 2 openings, but I don't know if that's considered a
right?
hole.
Right. So
Wow. This will give me something to think about.
I suppose if a hole doesn't have an exit, then it would be 1 hole. If it had, I'm just thinking of a tunnel, right? A hole, a tunnel. Okay. I'm about done with these surprise questions.
I know. I liked the one that was a hot dog sandwich. Right?
Yeah, let's go back to that.
That's maybe easier. This is way too philosophical on a Friday after a short week. Thanks, Megan. We'll make sure that we repay this favor sometime soon. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate it. I appreciate your service. You really, truly have a servant's heart, and you represent your district very well. So
And I
thanks
can
for all
say
you
this,
do.
and I can say the same thing about you.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate that. Thank you to everyone for joining us today, and be sure to subscribe and follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Have a great weekend, Wichita.